Okay, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Okay, so as you guys know about this Stanford case, about this young man right here who committed this rape of this unconscious woman by the dumpsters, and I guess people found him doing this, and it was so uh, egregious. It was so disgusting. I think they said that one of the people who found him doing this stuff was crying so bad because it was so horrific. Um, so and it was by the dumpsters and stuff, and they chased him down. They hold them and they grabbed them until the cops came and things of that nature, I guess. The egregious act. The judge doesn't care about none of that. All he cares about is this guy's skin color, right? So that's and don't get fooled by this. This is all the elites. This is the elites telling you guys and telling America that we'll do whatever we want and we'll show you how racist we are in this country. Okay, so we know that they run the judge, the court systems, and the lawyers, the court systems, the TVs, everything. So they're putting this on TV because they want to make people angry. Okay, they want to make colored people angry, and also white people are angry about this, right? Women are angry, feminist groups are angry about this. All types of people are angry. That's what they want to happen in America. So this is blatant. This is a blatant attack on people's emotions. For colored people who get this, who would do the same thing and get 25 years in jail, or a life sentence in jail, and then you got this guy who gets 6 months, and then now it's reduced to 3 months. So that the American people and people around the world that are seeing this are going to be outrageous, and that's what they want. They want you to be outrageous. They want because they're trying to show you the power they have and the control they have over the media and the court systems. Okay, so don't let this thing get to you. Okay, let just understand who's in control of these things. That they don't want to look at what he did. They want to look at who he is. Okay, he's a swimmer at Stanford University, and it's gonna hurt the white image. Okay, so and white people are sick of this, right? So you got a lot of white people that are quiet about this, but you got a whole lot of white people that are sick of this because here's a guy who did this charge of rape, and the victim is the one that is being embarrassed right now, right? The woman is being embarrassed, okay, because she was the one that was raped, and now this guy will be out in 3 months back in society, so he can possibly do it again to her. Okay, so she's not being protected, and so the women out there are furious. Men that don't agree with this are furious. Colored people are definitely furious because we get 25 to life sentences because of this type of crime. It doesn't matter if we're 15 years old or not, okay? Or it doesn't matter if we're 15 to 20, 25. We're getting 25 to life sentences for this type of crime. But yet this young man gets 3 months in jail. Are you kidding me? And here's the judge that is giving him only 6 months, but then reduced it to 3 months. Okay, and people are calling for his head now. Okay, so a million petitions have gone up calling for this judge, Judge Aaron Presky, to resign, or to be removed or whatever, or sacked as a judge because he is incapable of of having any type of fair trial. He's looking at the guy's skin color. He's looking at the guy's where he grows up, where he's from, the university he's from. He's looking at he's in swimming. This guy only cares about that. He doesn't care about the woman that was raped. He doesn't care about the egregious act that happened. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care about none of that. All he cares about the guy's skin color and that he's in Stanford. Okay, and white privilege. That's all this guy cares about. Okay, this judge, and so millions of people are calling for him to be sacked. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, or mixed, or whatever your case may be, or indigenous. Everybody's calling for this guy to be sacked. Because it's just out. It's embarrassing, right? So to the American people, American culture, and it just shows you that this is why it's hard to vote for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is saying "Make America Great Again." You know what I mean? Donald Trump might need a new slogan, because if he wants to make America great again, this is what he's talking about right here. He's talking about white privilege. He wants, you know what I mean? He's talking about having white male being able to kill, steal, destroy, and only get punished not even a third of what a colored person is going to get. That's what Donald Trump is meaning when he says "Make America Great Again." He wants white people back on top. Okay, he wants white people not getting any type of sentences, or he wants extreme white privilege. Basically, that's what he means by making America great again. You know what I mean? So this is why people are having conscience of voting for him. And Hillary Clinton is just as worse as him, even worse. I believe Hillary Clinton is even worse than Donald Trump. Okay, but both of those people, are in for colored people going to jail and being incarcerated and filling up the prisons, and white people being supreme and not being charged of any of these crimes. Also, having a lot of these crimes that these people are doing, that these so-called elites and white people are doing, they want to make these crimes legal. Okay, polygamy, bestiality. They already did the homosexuality stuff. They already did the transgender bathroom stuff. We're gonna see Obama sign a lot of more laws here. I think he has 11 more to go before he leaves office. Then they're gonna make all these stuff illegal. Okay, rape, all this stuff that these elites are doing, and the white privileged people are doing. They're gonna try to make these things legal, so these people don't get, if you like child pornography, they're gonna make that illegal. They're gonna make all these things that these people are getting caught doing. They're gonna make it legal. Okay, here in the next 12 months. The 12 to 18 months, they're gonna make all this stuff legal. Okay, that's their goal. Okay, there's half of white people don't mind it, and half of white people hate it. Okay, half of white people don't mind the white privilege, and that they get lighter sentences than anybody else, and half of the white people hate it. Okay, so it's 50-50 for white people, for Caucasians. Other than that, we know what colored people think about it. We know what indigenous people think about all this stuff that's going on in America. We already know, but 50% white people love the white privilege, and want to see more of it, and that's why they want to vote for Trump, because they want more white privilege, and then half of them don't want more white privilege. They hate that whites get more favored in all types of things. They hate what's going on. They hate that this guy right here is looking at skin color and where he's come from and Stanford University to give him a lighter sentence. But yet, if a Indian man or a black man or Mexican or any type of Spanish person stands in front of him, they will get 15 to 30 years max sentence. You know what I mean? Half white people agree that it needs to be fair around the board, and half of them don't. Okay, so I don't know which side of you guys are on there. If you're a Caucasian listening to this, I don't know if you are for this type of behavior or not. I don't know, because there's some people that are not for this behavior in public, but are for it behind the scenes. Okay, so they will sign off and fund these types of people to continue this thing, but in front of the camera they will say we need to be fair. Okay, and one of them is Joe Biden. Okay, Joe Biden. Here's Joe Biden. Okay, that's not Joe Biden right there. I need to pause that. But here, Joe Biden pens an open letter to the Stanford sexual assault survivor. You know what I mean? So here's Joe Biden wanting the Americans in the world to think he's sympathetic about this person and what happened. If Joe Biden, you're a vice president, you have the power to call that judge up and make sure that this Stanford student is punished to the severe of the crime that he committed. Okay, I mean the crime was so bad that the people that were holding him when the cops to come were crying. That's how bad it was. Okay, so Joe Biden, you don't pen a letter to the survivor, to the sexual assault survivor, and not pen a letter to the freaking judge that is giving this man 3 months. Okay, you pen a letter to the judge and you say, how dare you give this man 3 months jail sentence? He needs to be punished to the maximum. Okay, that he can be punished to at the very least 5 years. At the very least 5 years, and he comes out at 25, and he goes into some type of rehabilitation center or something like that for his mind. Okay, but nope, that's not what Joe Biden did. He penned a letter to the victim lady, making so Americans could say, "Oh, Joe Biden is so cute. Joe Biden cares so." Joe Biden doesn't care. Joe Biden's behind a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is a lot of these people are doing the things they're doing because the president and the vice president are behind these things. Okay, what did I tell you guys? Every time you see something pinned up on the mainstream media a lot, is because it was planned. Okay, so a lot of these things are planned. A lot of this stuff is some type of Illuminati stuff or some type of secret society stuff, and this is why Joe Biden penned that letter to that woman. Every time you see something planned or something that has to do with secret societies, you're going to see Obama speak or Joe Biden speak or something, or they're going to do something. And we saw Joe Biden pen a letter to the victim. Okay, so that means that they're involved in it. They're part of this. It was some type of plan. This is why it's getting so much mainstream media, because every time something gets this much mainstream media news, then it was either planned or it's from a secret society. So that young man, his father might be part of some type of secret society. That's why they got so much money. You never know. But it is what it is. It's sickening that Joe Biden, he pens a letter to the lady, but it doesn't pen a letter to the judge that's giving the man 3 months. And Obama, you're not gonna hit. Obama's just nowhere to be found. Obama doesn't want to punish the judge. And maybe Obama, seeing all the petitions it's gonna try to come out and say, yeah, the judge needs to be punished. You know what I mean? So he can try to win some people over. That might happen over the weekend if it goes that far. Obama might come out and try to make himself look good by saying, yeah, the judge needs to be punished for giving him 3 months. But once again, if he does that, he's behind it. A lot of these guys are doing the things they're doing because the government is behind it. Secret societies are behind it. Okay, and they want their people to, when they make these types of crimes, they don't want to punish them badly because they're actually doing good in their eyes, because a lot of all secret societies worship the devil. So when they do these types of crimes, rape and murder and things of that nature, they want to reward these people. That's why the cops get off without jail time, and this is why this young man is only doing 3 months in jail, because he did something that is in secret society's eyes that is good. Sexual assault, okay, a bestiality, sexual assault, marrying 100 women, all time, marrying your dog, sex with animals, what do you call it? What's that thing called? 69. All these things that are not of God. They reward people that do these things, okay? Especially if they can put it on mainstream media over and over and over and over again to piss people off. Now you got a whole rack of Americans that are pissed off because this is blatant white privilege, right? And people are seeing it right before their eyes, and the elites are saying, "So what? What you gonna do about it?" You know what I mean? So blatant white privilege, and their elites are saying, "What you gonna do about it?" You know what I mean? And so don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for this, okay? I don't know if this was planned or not, but this is it's coming from the secret societies, because we saw Joe Biden pen a letter to the victim, and every time we see Biden or Obama do something that's part of mainstream media, we know that it's planned or it's coming from a secret society. Okay, so we know that. Do not. It's to make the Americans get angry at each other and start some type of racial tension. Do not let that happen. Stay upward. Stay in Christ Jesus. Stay in Yeshua. Eyes open. Peace out.